Lexical analysis or lexical analyzer is the first test of the compiler. What is the meaning of lexical analysis or lexical analyzer? Okay, it is nothing but like reading the character by character in the file programs. Okay, it is also linear analysis of the program, starting with the first character to the last character, as we are performing all these operations from first character to the last character. Okay, reading, of course, but at the same time we call this particular thing as scanning. Okay, scanning the program from first character to last character or first line to last line. Okay, be careful. So what is the meaning of lexical analyzer? Lexical analyzer is the first is the compiler. Okay, it is also called as the linear analysis or scanning. Here what we are doing is, in this particular phase, uh, generally the source program or program is nothing but a stream of characters. Okay, that is the reason in the file reading operation, file reading program in the first year, we given you a program which reads a particular program itself and displaying the program itself. Okay, what it is doing in that particular program, we are reading from first character to the last character till we are reaching the end of file. The same thing here. Of course, the first experiment in the compiler design is also that. Okay, in this particular program, what we are doing, we are reading. Anybody? Even questions? Uh, Otherwise, mute. Okay. Here in this particular lexical analysis or lexical analyzer, input is source program. What it performs is it reads character by character, or the particular source program is stream of character. We can simply on basic level we can say stream of characters. The stream of character which is uh, recognized as source program is reading from left to right, is reading from left to right till we are reaching the end of the program. Generally identified the end of file. Okay, what we are doing in the lexical analysis, simply the stream of characters which are making up the source program is reading from left to right. Left ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు, left to right, from top to bottom, it just reads character by character. And also in the last classes we identified it omits comments and it omits white spaces. Okay, white space అంటే రెండు ఇది వైట్ స్పేస్ అంటే రెండు స్ట్రింగ్స్ ని సపరేట్ చేసేది ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ఇట్ as a white space. It is reading from left to right, top to bottom. Okay, and what it do, whenever it is reaching a white space, like between the making and up, between making and up we are having the space. So it starts from the character M ending with the character I. It groups all these characters into a small string and it recognized as token, and recognized as token, and the necessary the token and its values are copied into the symbol table and copied into the symbol table. So it will be continued from the first character to the last character, first character to the last character, and copies all this information as sequence of tokens. A sequence of tokens are grouped into the tokens, and sequence of characters you are bringing into the number of tokens, and all these tokens are copied into the symbol table. But only thing is, whenever it is identified, for example, making up, okay, it identifies whether this making is having any collective meaning or not, with reference to our programming language. With reference to the programming language, it identifies meaningful keywords, okay, and identifies as tokens and copies everything into the symbol table. If it is having any meaning, then we can call it as keywords. If it is not having any meaning, we can call it as a variable name or constant name. But it identifies with the meaningful sequences and copies into the symbol table. So what this lexical analyzer is doing, it is reading the source program first character to the last character, from the first character to the last character, identifies the strings with the meaningful sequences and stores in the symbol table. This is the uh, work of this lexical analyzer. Okay, right. Once this the lexical analyzer saves all these tokens into the symbol table, automatically the tokens then send it to the next phase called as parser to check for the syntax analyzer. Okay, if once it is the parser is identified, the token is having some meaning, it can be in the syntax tree, then the parser asks the lexical analyzer for the next token, then the lexical analyzer continues reading, okay, and passes the token to the parser. This will be a continuous action. Whenever the lexical analyzer reads any particular token, it saves in that symbol table. Parser takes that value from the symbol table, then assigns some more meaning, some more values, okay, in our information, or we are calling it as attributes into the symbol table. This is a continuous process, okay. So this will be done by the lexical analyzer, okay. So the thing is, here if you are identifying this particular thing, upon receiving any get next token from the parser, which is nothing but syntax analysis phase, the lexical analyzer reads input character from the given input file or program until it can identify next token. The next token is identified whenever it is reaching a white space or a space between two words, a space between two words. Okay, then it identifies as token and copies into the symbol table and passes it to parser. Okay, right. So the lexical analyzer or analysis returns to the parser representation of the token it has found. Okay, the representation will be an integer code. If the token is simple construct that has parentheses or comma or colon, okay, right, or it can be a string, okay, right. So lexical analysis also performs certain secondary tasks as the user interface. It may ask us to pass any input, okay. It may send us any other thing, okay, whenever necessary, right. The thing is, one of the tasks is stripping out the source program, the commands and white spaces in the form of blanks, tabs, new line characters. In case of new line characters, so the thing is, if this particular operation is simply a new line character, simply it goes to the next line. It just simply omits for passing into the syntax analysis because there is nothing to do with the blanks, nothing to do with the tabs. It is only for comfort of the particular program for printing outputs. Okay, new line characters. Okay, right. One more thing the lexical analysis will do is it also identifies, correlates error messages from the compiler with the source program with the source program. So if you are identifying this secondary task like omitting white spaces or omitting the comments, वगैरह, it simply reads the data from left to right. Okay, whenever it identifies a white space in that particular position, it identifies one string, or and that particular string will be identified as token. That token will be passed for parser for further processing, then starts with the next character in the source program. Once again, it moves till white space comes. It say, for example, when it is starting uh, that particular program, it start with U. It reads till N. Whenever it is reaching after N, there is a white space. It stops reading. Okay. So what are the characters it reading till now? UPON. It groups these UPON. It doesn't require to know what is the meaning of this particular thing. This particular thing it identifies as a small token, and this token will be passed to the parser. Then when we are getting the next token command from the parser, it starts reading from the R. It moves RECEIVING, then it is getting a white space, then it is stopped reading, then till the particular position R2G, it groups into a string and identifies as token, and this token will be passed to parser. Then it starts with A, but immediately it is getting a white space, then it is passing the value A as token to the parser. Thus simply it reads. Now we are going to write a program in the C language as lexical analysis. Then we can identify using the comparing the keywords, or simply we can identify how many words in the particular program, how many lines are in the particular program, okay, what are the how many numbers are there in the particular program, how many white spaces are there in the program, how many comments are there in the particular program, okay, we can write as a lexical analysis program as program number 1 in the compiler design. So simply the lexical analysis reading from the left to right, top to bottom, recognize the strings as token and passing those tokens to parser. Okay, right. Okay, till now this particular thing is okay. Anybody respond? What is the meaning of lexical analysis? What is the meaning of lexical analysis? Chapali. Anybody? Unara leda?
Hello, sir.
Lexical analysis okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. Then we are moving to the tokens. What is the meaning of token? Lexemes, patterns. Then we move to the programming language. Okay, right. So when come to the, now we'll see the lexical analysis simply identifies a string of words. Each string of word we are identifying as token. Okay, and it also called as lexemes, or we can identify as patterns. Okay, right. We will see a simple difference between the tokens, patterns, lexemes. Okay, token is a sequence of characters that can be treated as a single logical entity. Okay, a token is nothing but sequence of characters that can be treated as single logical entity. Okay, వైట్ స్పేస్ వచ్చేదాకా ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని వీఆర్ ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ ఏజ్ ఏ లాజికల్ ఎంటిటీ, whether it is having a meaning or not. If it is having meaning, we can call it as a keyword. All we can identify as identifiers. Sometimes we can identify the as operators also, or special symbols also. Okay, sometimes we can identify it as constants. Okay, the tokens can be grouped into these following categories. Okay, right. Now then we'll see a pattern. Okay, we are having some special subject also, pattern recognition, like in the lexical analysis. Here what is the meaning of pattern is a set of strings in the input for which the same token is produced as output. The same token is produced as output. Right. Say for example, we are having the control statement if then else. Okay. These are the sequence of strings which is forming token as the outputs. Okay. That particular thing we can call it as a pattern. Okay. That we can call it as pattern. This set of strings is described by a rule. Okay, this set of maybe controls. That is the reason I given you the name as control statements. The set of in the control statements we are having the set of strings as a rule. While do, while do. Okay, if then else, if then if. Okay, else, like that. Okay, called a pattern associated with that particular token. Then identifies a lexeme. Now we are having a little bit difference between there is no fundamental difference between token and lexeme. Okay, but lexeme is a slightly different. A lexeme is a sequence of characters in the source program that matched by the pattern for a token. That matched by the program pattern for a token. Okay, so programming languages are containing the patterns, the if, then, if, else, based on each and every source program. If a particular the tokens are nothing but simply reading from left to right. If the token is having any match with a pattern in the programming language, if the particular token reading simply left to right having any match with a pattern in the programming language, that, that particular matched token with the pattern is called as lexeme. That means it is have that now the lexeme is having a meaningful with reference to the programming language. Okay, this is the only few things we need to identify. Right. Then we'll come to the regular grammars, regular expressions for common programming languages. Okay. Simply, I will explain you the only within a minimum slides for the 2 days. Okay. The thing is, whenever we are identifying any programming languages, we already studied in the formal languages and automata theory. That is the reason I am giving you in a brief outline. In particularly the tokens, whatever we are reading from left to right from the source program, we can identify the particular things as strings, or we can identify languages, or we can identify as regular expressions. Okay, based on the regular expressions with some rules, we can call it as a regular grammar and other different types of grammars we are having. You studied in the flat. Okay, slowly we'll see these things in this particular subject also. Okay, so when come to the strings and languages, what is the meaning of string? In alpha, first of all, we start with an alphabet. A alphabet, or we can call it a character. Okay, or a character class is a finite set of symbols. Is a finite set of symbols. Based on the particular symbols, we are identifying the language. Okay, the symbol can be English language symbol, Telugu language symbol, in any other language symbol, or basically any symbol. Okay, it can be machine language symbols like zeros and ones. With the meaning of zeros and ones also, we are forming the language. But these symbols are a finite set of symbols. We are having the finite set of symbols. From the finite set of symbols, we can identify a finite set of alphabets or infinite set of alphabets. Okay, so alphabet is nothing but a class, character class is nothing but finite set of symbols which are drawn from the language. Okay, right. So then we comes as a string over a alphabet. Okay, we identified what is the meaning of alphabet. Okay, it can be zeros or ones. Okay, or any other symbols, uh, English symbols, A to Z, and numericals 0 to 9, right? From it, we are identifying a string. A string over a alphabet is nothing but a finite sequence of symbols. A string over an alphabet is a finite set of symbols drawn from that particular alphabet. Then we also know what is the meaning of, I will see the notations also. A language is nothing but a countable set of strings. A language is nothing but a countable set of strings, okay, or words or tokens. A language is a countable set of strings over some fixed alphabet, over some fixed alphabet. Alphabet నుంచి strings వస్తున్నాయి, finite strings include చేసుకుంటే we are getting the language. Okay, that is the meaning of alphabet, string, and language. Okay, then what are the operations we are performing on the particular strings? We can identify prefix of string operation, suffix of the string operation, substring of s. Okay, okay, prefix operation, suffix operation, or we are performing the substring operations, or we are identifying the proper prefixes, suffixes, and substrings, okay, from the same language. Okay, so what is the meaning of prefix? Is a set of is a string s, any string obtained by removing zero or more number of symbols from the end of the string. As per the, we know what is the meaning of prefix suffix, but as per the definition of the formal languages and automata theory, a prefix is nothing but a string obtained by removing zero or more symbols from the end of the string. Okay, so if banana is the string in the language, ban is the prefix. Similarly, suffix of the string is it can be obtained by removing zero or more number of symbols from the beginning. Okay, nana is the suffix of banana. Okay, similarly, substring of s is obtained by deleting any prefix or any suffix from the s. Okay, nan is the substring of banana. Similarly, proper prefix, suffix, and substring of the strings are those prefixes, suffixes, or substrings, respectively of s, are not null. Okay, are not null character. We know we already studied in the flat what is the meaning of null. Okay, are not equal to the s itself. It should not be null or it should not be s. Then only we can call it as a proper prefix, suffix, proper suffix, or proper substring. Okay, right. So a substring S is of any string formed by deleting zero or more, not necessarily consecutive positions of S. Okay, right. Then what the operations what we are performing is union of the operations that we can perform on these languages are union operation, concatenation operation, knee closures, positive closures. We know what is the meaning of this particular thing. Okay. So, for example, we are having the two languages L and U, L and S. L is a language with the symbol 0, 1, and S is a language with symbols A, B, C. The union of these two languages, L union S, equal to all symbols from the first language and all symbols from the second language. Okay, right. Concatenation means adding each and every symbol from the language 1 to adding the symbol with the language 2. Okay, ls. So once the first symbol is from language first language, second symbol is from the second language. So as we are having the two symbols here, three symbols here, we can have six combinations: 0a, 1a, 0b, 1b, 0c, 1c. These are strings which are produced by concatenating these two languages L and S. I expect you understood what is the meaning of concatenation of these two languages. యూనియన్ అంటే అన్ని సింబల్స్ ఫస్ట్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో వచ్చిన తర్వాత సెకండ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లోకి వస్తాయి. కంకాటినేషన్ అంటే వీఆర్ డ్రాయింగ్ వన్ సింబల్ ఫ్రమ్ వన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అండ్ అదర్ సింబల్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ లాంగ్వేజ్. ఓకే, రైట్. Slowly we are having only 10 minutes. Okay, then any closer, it means zero or more number of symbols from one language. Say for example, need closure of language L, 0 and 1 అనుకుంటే, okay, epsilon is also one valid character. Then any symbol from this one or any combination 0, 1, any set of symbols. Okay, పాజిటివ్ క్లోజర్ అంటే దానికి దీనికి నీ క్లోజర్ కి డిఫరెన్స్. దీంట్లో we can have epsilon. Epsilon is valid. Epsilon is null movement. Okay, not defined movement on the particular thing, whereas in the positive closure it is not allowed. Okay, but any combination of these symbols are allowed, but it is not the epsilon is not possible. Okay, so with reference to the particular languages, regular expression is what is the meaning of regular expression? Any set of operations, whatever we are defining from the languages, we can call it as a regular expressions. Okay, so let the regular expression is R denoted by L of R. R is with reference to the language L. Okay. So here we are having the rules in the regular expressions of the regular grammar. Okay. We are having the rules that defines the regular expression over some alphabet. Okay. Over some alphabet and languages that those expressions denote. Okay. Epsilon is a regular expression. L of epsilon we are represented within the this curly braces. Okay, is the language whose sole member is the empty string. If the sole member is empty string. If A is a symbol in the set of alphabet, okay, then A is a regular expression, and A of L of A is nothing but a regular expression with the string A. Okay, so this language is with one string or of length 1 and A is in its one's position. Okay, so suppose we are having the two regular expressions R and S. That means R is a regular expression which is created from a language and with the set of some required symbols or strings. Okay, we can call it as a regular expression. That means the strings are valid in the particular language. So R and S are regular expressions denoting the language LR and LS. Then we can identify the previous known the operations. Uh, Regular expression or regular expression is a regular expression denoting the language LR union LS. Okay. Similarly, regular expression R, okay, and regular expression S is a regular expression. అంటే రెండింటి ఇది కానీ వస్తున్నట్టు we studied in the flag. That is the thing. What it means is R is followed by this S. Okay, followed by this S. ఈ రెండిట్లో ఒకటి వస్తాయి, ఈ రెండు ఇదే సీక్వెన్స్ లో రావాలి. రెగ్యులర్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ డినోటింగ్ ద లాంగ్వేజ్ LS. Okay, R star means regular expression denoting LR star. Okay, this is a positive regular expression R. Okay, that means one time is necessary. The unary operator star as the highest precedence. That means because it is less associativity. Okay, it means it is zero or more number of occurrences. This is indicating. So this symbol, whenever we are getting, it is having the highest precedence. The concatenation is having the next highest precedence and is the left associativity and having the lowest